Hello everyone, welcome to a very special edition of GRC Cast.
Forgot to say good friends. Come to events like GRC Summit, share experiences.
I agree.
Because it reminds me my past that
I'm in good shape.
leaders understand the technology they govern,
I'm pretty sure that you are being attacked.
how technology works.
But let me be positive in this talk that we are having.
When you come to a GRC Summit,
Uh-huh.
you also need to learn about leadership and
Absolutely.
management. Agree, disagree, or it depends. Trusting your partners.
Which is your approach?
Yeah,
Just
yes.
They try and they try and they try.
In a world driven by complexity, leadership needs more than technology. It needs clarity, oversight, and control to enable governed digital execution, architecting trust in the digital era. FIG Solutions lead with confidence.
Hello everyone, welcome to a very special edition of GRC Cast, where the two people on stage are both co-host and co-guest and presenter and interviewee. So thank you, Bruno Horta, for sharing with me and co-hosting this very interesting cast. I think that we have been sent some challenges or
Yes.
questions or statements that we have to agree, disagree. Let us know.
Yeah,
How does it go?
let me introduce you the challenges.
Okay.
And just by starting mentioning, you forgot to say good friends.
Oh yeah, absolutely, 100%.
So the challenge that I have to you, Ramses,
Okay.
is this. We received from the GRC Summit
Okay.
5 statements.
Okay.
And we have to answer like, I agree, I disagree, or it depends, or it's complicated.
Okay.
Do you think you can do it?
I think I can do it. Let's go.
I will give you one, I will
Okay.
answer other.
Okay.
So the first question or first statement for you, they say that boards are in control of technology risk.
Okay.
Agree, disagree, or it depends?
I disagree. Because controlling technology is always difficult. With all due respect, and I massively appreciate boards, and you and I know about governance and overseeing and building, monitoring, but controlling technology and controlling the myriad and the universe of technologies around, I highly doubt that is a board mandate. I mean, certainly boards need to oversee that the things are being done correctly, but I disagree with the statement that the boards are in control of technology. Boards do other things that you know very well, but I disagree. For a start, for a statement, I think that I disagree with that. Other people have to do that, don't get me wrong.
I
Other
agree, you disagree.
Okay.
Because sometimes the word is control. I also prefer monitor. Boards are monitoring, not necessarily controlling. I think we passed the first test.
Okay.
The second statement is the absence of attacks means the organizations are secure. I will go with this one because I really enjoy this one because it reminds me my past that organizations were not planning in advance, but because they were not attacked, they felt, okay, we are secure.
We're okay, right?
They were not secure, they were just luck. So I totally disagree with this. And this reminds why so many organizations are being impacted by external compliance. For example, in Europe, you have NIS2.
Correct.
And organizations are saying, okay, now boards are responsible, but they are not responsible for being attacked. They now are responsible to start before being attacked.
Correct.
And I think that's important. The fact that organizations are not being attacked doesn't mean they are doing a good job. It just means they are getting lucky. What do you think?
Absolutely. Actually, I disagree that the absence of attacks doesn't mean that means that they are not being attacked. Actually, let me share something with our audience here today, is that the contrary of security is not insecurity, but complacency.
Yeah.
Thinking that because I am not attacked, I'm in good shape. Well, attacks are happening, whether you like it or not, are happening all of the time. The fact that you don't see them doesn't mean that they are not trying and being persistent on attacking you. So I'm so sorry for the statement. I disagree because the absence of attacks means, actually, let me put it in some other form. I'm pretty sure that you are being attacked. The question is probably you don't feel it, you don't know it, which is a tragedy, but you are being attacked almost for sure.
Yes.
They try and they try and they try.
And the big change is that boards are being less luck.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
All right.
Two,
Should be
three
the third
to go.
one. Should be the third one.
So the third statement is AI makes accountability harder.
I agree. I agree because a good friend of mine talks about the different agents and the minions, you know. Controlling them is difficult. So I guess that controlling AI is such a task. Certainly it has come so fast. AI is, you know, the buzzword of the decade or the last 3 to 5 years, you know. Controlling it is very hard. So I think that the governance mechanisms of AI should be there. Mm-hmm. There are so many certifications that talk about securing AI, auditing AI, governing AI, risk minimization for AI. So I think that AI, I mean, it's very, very hard. And it's one of the tasks, of the many tasks that boards and security people and privacy people and audit managers, they need to embrace big time.
Okay, but I think we also agree that it's not impossible. And the fact that we have the GR Summit, we have good certifications, good practices, is just to help professionals and organizations to understand that, yes, it's harder, but it's possible. And ultimately, don't invent. Just use good practices, come to events like GRC Summit, share experiences. So AI is the same everywhere, so try to figure it out, how to adopt the good practices others are adopting.
And if I may add something, I mean, you remind me of something that I say on stage, which is, the book has been written. Don't invent anything. Don't start with a blank piece of paper. There are probably millions of white papers, deliverables, research out there on AI. So don't invent anything. Start fresh, of course, with your mindset and understanding your risk posture, but use the material that there are in terms of processes, procedures, and I celebrate what you said. It's not impossible. Difficult? It is. Impossible? It is not.
Okay.
Absolutely.
In a world driven by complexity, leadership needs more than technology. It needs clarity, oversight, and control to enable governed digital execution, architecting trust in the digital era. FIG Solutions. Lead with confidence.
We are almost there. Okay. So let's move to the statement 4.
Let's go.
The statement 4 says, leaders understand the technology they govern. let me answer these and let me use it depends. And it depends what you mean with understand. I think one of the core foundations to understand the difference between governance, management, and operations is to understand that not everyone needs to understand how technology works. Operational areas need to understand how. Actually, the specifics, that's why we have specialists. But if you move to management, you need to understand what it is, which means that more than understanding the details, you need to put the pieces in the right places. Who, when, how much, and those questions are more structural questions. You need to do the right questions and understand the answers. And if we move to the board of the leadership and discuss governance, is the question of why. So I need to be sure that the board that I follow do the good questions about technology, not because they understand it from an operational perspective, but because they know why. They are aware that the technology is there. They understand not only internal effects or drivers, but mostly external drivers. They know how to direct and know how to monitor. So I would say that some leaders are now understanding better the technology, not because they get in the heads of the minions, putting the questions or understanding inside the technology, but because they are starting to do more questions about why is this important and not how it works.
Okay, I am buying your bet. I was going to go for it depends, but let me be positive in this talk that we are having. And I'm going to go with I agree. And I know it's controversial because, I mean, you said it depends, but if the leaders, dramatic pause. If they are leaders in capitals, they are in control. They will provide the right guidance. I know it's a very romantic and positive answer, but I want to stress out and reinforce the leaders' word. Meaning, if they are leaders, they are knowledgeable, They are with the will and the drive of protecting the enterprise. So while I understand your "it depends" and I celebrate it, I want to stress out and reinforce and elevate the word leaders. If you are a leader, you will take people to places that they have never been before. Meaning, elevating their strength and strengthening your people. So I go for I agree, as long as they are leaders, leaders in capitals, my friend.
And I would add, that's why, for example, when you come to a GRC summit, you don't understand, you don't know only about technology, you don't learn only about technology, you also need to learn about leadership and management.
Absolutely.
So I would say that people need to understand that it's not because you are a manager that you are managing, and it's not because you are at the top of an organization that you are a leader. You actually need to know more about leadership and management, isn't
it?
Okay, perfect.
Excellent. All right.
So, and the final question, I will send it to you. It's a tough one.
Oh,
compliance improves security.
Compliance, okay. That's it?
Yeah, that's a statement. Do you agree, disagree, or it depends?
Compliance meaning I need further information, or let me take it from an angle.
Let's put it one
being compliant requires.
Yeah, we can start by discussing the pressure from the outside.
Yeah,
that is having a compliance like NIS, but we can even move. Even an organization that check all the boxes from NIS 2 is directly secure because of that.
Oh wow, there are so many questions in that statement. Meaning, if you're doing the checklist, going back,
if you are compliant, you are secure.
Then I disagree. No, I'm going to. It depends. Because if you are doing it for the sake of the checklist, I'm DORA compliant, NIS 2 compliant, GDPR compliant, it doesn't make you more secure. You're focused on just being compliant. Compliant as an end, not as a means to be more secure. However, if you really understand and you understand that resiliency, this is what DORA says for the finance industry and the finance market, if DORA makes you more resilient and allows you to anticipate threats, to understand and evolve, I think that following the law and understanding the regulation will make you more secure. But if you do it only for a checklist, then this is why my answer is my first, it depends of the 5 questions, but I'm going to throw an it depends, as long as which is your approach. Just for the checklist, just for the sake of doing it, or I do really understand that protecting data with GDPR is critical and governing our AI and the rest of the things, it will make you more secure.
And I could not end using this statement to use a word, I don't know if you use it, that is trust. Because what comes from the outside, most of the times is not because they want the organizations to be more secure. They just don't want to affect the others when you are not secure.
Absolutely.
Which means that is mostly about trust.
Absolutely.
It's about trusting the digital ecosystem, trusting the industry, trusting your partners. And the trust, it comes from the outside. So every time compliance comes, will not be concerned with everything that you need to do. It's just the minimum to be trustful. And I think that's something that organizations should use the compliance to do everything they think they need to do. That's the minimum, to be trustful, but there's so much to do. So I always, and I agree with you, the alternative of the checklist is by adopting good practices. Adopting the good practices will allow you most of the compliance. Adopting just compliance probably will not improve the good practices.
Absolutely. And let me remind everyone, you and I mean, we have 𝗶𝗏 Horta close to our heart. You're president of the Lisbon chapter and president of the Barcelona chapter. Let me remind that digital trust is the confidence in the interactions, communication. So everything you said is about, if you have the trust and the confidence that the bridges, the digital bridges that we create are communications, interactions, and transactions are trustworthy, we will get into a more secure posture. So absolutely, 100%.
So this was the last statement. I think we did a good job.
I think
Hopefully they agree with us and invite us to 2027 GRC Summit.
Thank you, co-host, for sharing with me.